A rapidly changing world demands that the federal government serve once again as a strategic, flexible, and accountable partner so that metros can address their central problems, realize their full potential, and resolve our most pressing national challenges. So that leads to the second point. The federal government has gone adrift, and it is out of sync with this new metro reality in America. Now, the conventional wisdom of two parties in perennial conflict with each other may be true, but it's only part of the story. Equally important from our perspective is the sharp disconnect between the dynamics of a metro nation on the one hand and the static nature of federal policy on the other. Washington, in short, is failing to lead during a time of global transformation. Washington is failing to empower metros where it should to reflect the changing and varied nature of these places. And Washington is failing to maximize performance to ensure that scarce resources have optimal societal impact. Now, at the broadest level, the federal government is absent where it should be present, failing to lead on issues of national significance. In prior transformational periods, we had a federal government that acted with confidence and purpose, creating advanced economic sectors through investments in healthcare, scientific research, and defense, extending the education of millions of Americans through the GI Bill, radically reducing poverty of older Americans through Social Security and Medicare, constructing an interstate highway system to make us one nation, one integrated network of markets, and taking bold steps to conserve the nation's natural heritage through Teddy Roosevelt's system of parks and open lands, and then 60 years later to ensure clean air and clean water. The return on these federal investments, economically, socially, environmentally, is beyond calculation. But today, Washington lacks any strategic plan to tackle the big stuff that is beyond the scope of metros, whether it's burnishing critical assets like innovation in a disruptive economy that has shed close to 3.4 million manufacturing jobs in the past 8 years alone, whether it's building a world-class labor force when the next generation of workers, African Americans and Hispanics, have education levels that are literally 1/3 or 1/2 that of white Americans. Rethinking the transportation needs of a metro nation that is slated to grow from 300 million to 420 million people by the middle of this century. Or reducing the carbon footprint of a nation and ensuring energy independence and energy security in a country that is the world's largest per capita emitter of greenhouse gas emissions, releasing twice the level of emissions as Germany and the United Kingdom. Our competitor nations understand full well that the rules have changed and require new purpose and direction from central governments, whether it be South Korea and Finland's attentiveness to innovation, or Ireland and Singapore's bets on developing talented workers, or Japan and Germany's campaigns around broadband and high-speed rail, or Europe's consistent focus on alternative energy and smart metropolitan development.